Hi, I'm Steve, and welcome to Sights Less Seen, where I visit those maybe not so well known places you may not find in the normal tourist guide. Today, I'm in New Harmony, Indiana, a town that was founded in 1814 in hopes of creating a new utopia. The Harmonists, led by their religious leader George Rapp, were a sect of Lutherans who immigrated to the United States, founding a town in Pennsylvania called Harmony, Harmony. They eventually decided to move further west because of, quote, overcrowding and bigotry towards their group. In 1814, initially purchasing about 7,000 acres along the Wabash River in the Indiana Territory, about 20 miles west of present-day Evansville, they founded another town called Harmony, only spelled Harmonie. Just 2 years later, in 1816, the same year that Indiana became a state, the Harmonists had acquired over 20,000 acres of land, built 160 homes and other buildings, and cleared 2,000 acres for their new town. By 1819, the thriving town had numerous agricultural and manufacturing businesses, including woolen and cotton mills, grain mills, and horse-powered thrashing machines. Additionally, they were selling tinware, wagons, beer, wine, beef, pork, and dairy products. The town was very successful. Visitors to Harmony had differing opinions on the status of the Harmonists under the guidance of George Rapp. One visitor said, "It is the most beautiful city of Western America because everything is built in the most beautiful symmetry." However, another commented that hard labor and coarse fare appears to be the lot of all except the family of Rapp. He lives in a large and handsome brick house, while the rest inhabit small log cabins. The Harmonist community continued to thrive during the 1820s, but all was not well. By 1824, there were indications that they wanted to sell their land and move somewhere else. So, only a decade after their arrival in Indiana, the Harmonists purchased land along the Ohio River about 18 miles from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and founded the community of Economy, the present-day town of Ambridge. Although it was made primarily for religious reasons, the move provided the Harmonists with easier access to Eastern markets and a place where they could live more peacefully with others who shared their German language and culture. In 1825, the last Harmonist left Indiana after selling the whole kit and caboodle, which included all the land and buildings, to Robert Owen for $150,000, which is about $4 million in today's money. Not bad for a complete town. Owen hoped to establish a new community on the Indiana frontier that would serve as a model community for communal living and social reform. The Harmonist Utopia had lasted just 10 years. The Owenites were a utopian socialist movement in the 19th century that followed the ideas of Welsh mill owner Robert Owen. The emphasis in Owenism was that the workers owned the business and participated in its financial success on the basis of their labor contribution. They also believed strongly in education of the working man and built libraries formed to provide adult education, particularly in technical subjects. They were often funded by local industrialists on the grounds that they would ultimately benefit from having more knowledgeable and skilled employees, and to provide the workers with an alternative pastime to gambling and drinking in pubs. By the way, this was when the town's name was changed to New Harmony. Life in the community generally was well ordered and contented, for a time. But differences in opinion about the form of government and the role of religion soon appeared. Interestingly, though, all members did maintain a good spirit even amid the dissension. However, Owen gave up and left the community in 1828, having lost over $2 million, or $57 million in today's money, or 80% of his fortune. Thus ended the second attempt at a utopian community in New Harmony. New Harmony is a National Historic Landmark with more than 30 structures from the Harmonist and Owenite utopian communities remaining. Your first stop in New Harmony should be at the Athenaeum, which serves as a visitor center. It's named for the Greek Athenaeum, a temple dedicated to Athena of ancient Greece, who was the goddess of wisdom, war, handicraft, and heroic endeavor. The Athenaeum was opened in 1979, and it has won several architectural awards, including in 2008 the American Institute of Architects' prestigious 25-year award, which is given to only one building per year. It includes a 9-minute movie on the history of New Harmony. Also, tours of historic New Harmony begin at the Athenaeum and range from $5 to $15, depending on how deep you want to get into the history. It is well worth the cost, and I highly recommend it, particularly the lengthier tour. The tour will take you into the more notable buildings, such as the Ludwig Heppel House, built in 1823. It's an excellent example of a Harmonist-style home. One of the things I think is interesting is that the main door does not face the street, and the cooking area is a separate building opposite a garden. The granary was built between 1814 and 1818, obviously to store grain. It later became a geologic laboratory. Community House Number 2, built in 1822, is the only remaining of 4 such houses. They served as a focus of communal life with ample space for concerts and other gatherings. The Bush Labyrinth was designed by the Harmonists as a place for meditation and reflection. I think Thrall's Opera House has a unique history. It was built by the Harmonists as a communal dormitory for single men. After the Harmonists left, it was used as a Sunday school, a store, and a warehouse. Purchased by Eugene Thrall in 1888 for an opera house, it eventually became a movie theater and even a gas station. The roofless church is a block-long plaza surrounded by a wall, built in 1960. It's based upon Owen's vision of a church where, quote, the only roof large enough to hold a world of worshippers is the sky. At the end of this path is a small dome, which houses a sculpture called the Descent of the Holy Spirit. This is dedicated to all the religions of the world. The Working Man's Institute was founded by William McClure in 1838. He was a follower of Robert Owen, who believed in the education of all people who labor with their hands. The Institute built 144 WMIs, or libraries, throughout Indiana. This one is still a working library and also contains a museum of Harmonist and Owenite paraphernalia. Although the first 2 experiments failed, the town didn't die, and the people who live here today say that they feel that it is Utopia. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. My name is Steve. I'll see you next time on Sights Less Seen.